fruit of democracy that South Africa enjoys did not come easy. Many souls were lost and many were tortured. The Gert Sibande District Liberation Heritage Route tells the story that befell many South Africans during the apartheid regime. The Gert Sibande District Liberation Heritage Route is but part of the Mpumalanga chapter of the National Liberation Heritage Route, spearheaded by the Mpumalanga Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation to map out, document and preserve Mpumalanga's route to independence. It highlights the key freedom fighters who fought against racial segregation, as well as the destinations that featured prominently during the liberation struggle. Mpumalanga and its brave people played a vital role in the struggle that led to the first democratic elections in 1994. During the liberation struggle, the then Eastern Transvaal was a stronghold of the National Party government's industrial showpieces and innovative petrochemical plants, and also a gateway to Mozambique, whose post-1975 government was an ally of the ANC's military wing, Umkhonto weSizwe. These towns are Bethal, Ermelo, Seoul Mkhizersville, formerly Driefontein, Dagakral, Volksrust, and Secunda. Tourists interested in the freedom struggle of the Rainbow Nation must visit these 6 Mpumalanga towns. Their history and the stories of their people are steeped in the blood which freed South Africa. Bethal, Ezimnoni on the N17, is the most northerly town on the route. Its cultural precinct and Nomoya Masilela Museum pay homage to many of South Africa's prominent liberation struggle heroes, such as Richard Gert Sibande, after whom the district municipality was named in 2003, Nokuthula Simelane, Ruth First, and Henry Mr. Drum Mman. Despite having no formal schooling, in the 1930s, Sibande, alongside fellow human rights activist and journalist Ruth First, helped expose the inhumane living and working conditions of black potato farm workers in the Bethal region in Drum magazine. His towering statue depicts his ideological stature, which led him to become provincial president of the Transvaal African National Congress, ANC. A few steps away is a life-size statue of Simelane, who was a member of Umkhonto weSizwe. On the other side of Bethal Cultural Precinct is the Nomoya Masilela Museum, which was opened on 28 March 2012, Human Rights Day, and is named in honor of the student from Mzinoni High School, who was shot dead during a 1980 student protest in the area. The museum, which is housed in the former magistrate's court built in 1910, is a place of remembrance. This national monument includes 24 exhibitions and honors those who fell during the liberation struggle. Leaving Bethal behind, traveling east on the N17 lures the traveler further into intriguing tales and heartfelt historic moments when approaching the town of Ermelo. Cenotaph Msugalikwa in Ermelo City Center honors liberation heroes from the Gert Sibande District Municipality who fought for racial equality in the liberation struggle. Ermelo is often used as a base by those wanting to explore the surrounding regions, such as the stone circle ruins of the Bakoni people near Machadodo, Bonnefoy ghost town that was home to the internationally acclaimed Everard group of artists, and the Bushman rock art of the Titwa Caves, also known as La Rochelle Caves. Setting out on the road southeast from Ermelo on the N2 continues the journey to Seoul Mkhizersville, previously known as Driefontein. Set in the surrounds of pine forests and one of South Africa's largest dams is Seoul Mkhizersville, which played an important role in South Africa's liberation struggle. Its namesake, Vusumuzi Seoul Mkhize, chaired the Driefontein Community Board, DCB, which resisted the apartheid government's plans to forcibly relocate 10,000 African landowners. Just over an hour southwest of Seoul Mkhizersville lies the humble settlement of Dagakral that overlooks the stretching landscapes of the Highveld. Dagakral is home to the Oxford-educated Dr. Pixley Ka Isakaseme. He studied at Columbia University in New York and later received his civil law degree at Oxford University. Seme returned to South Africa on the eve of the creation of the Union of South Africa in 1910. His legal studies were his greatest asset in his fight for equality in the newly established Union. In 1912, he founded the South African Native National Congress, SANNC, which would later become the African National Congress, ANC. Seme was ANC president from 1930 to 1936. The erection of his statue coincided with the ANC centenary celebrations in March 2012, in recognition of his contribution to South Africa's liberation struggle. Our road does not end here, and neither did the road set towards struggle. In the town of Volksrust, the traveler is introduced to Mahatma Gandhi, the Indian human rights activist who featured prominently in South Africa's liberation struggle during the 20th century. He is best known for adopting a passive resistance campaign called Satyagraha and concerned himself with the plight of Indians in South Africa. In November 1913, Gandhi mobilized more than 2,000 peaceful protesters to march from Natal to Transvaal in protest against the immigration law that prohibited Indians from residing in the area. He was arrested, sent to Volksrust Correctional Services, and released on £50 bail. In 1914, the government agreed to all of Gandhi's terms. To reach our final destination on the Liberation Heritage Route, the traveler continues for an hour and 40 minutes in a northwesterly direction to reach the industrial town Secunda. The town has a liberation history that includes some of the country's bravest freedom fighters. Vincent Sekete and Victor Kayane were members of the elite Umkhonto weSizwe Special Operations Unit led by Richard Barney Molokwane and under the command of Joe Slovo. In 1982, they bombed Sasol 1 and Sasol 2 petrochemical plants, which were important political and strategic targets to the apartheid government and NATO. The province of the Rising Sun played a vital role in the rise of black consciousness and a struggle for a South Africa where every man and woman is equal. Small towns produced big heroes. Follow the Gert Sibande District Liberation Heritage Route. It will stir your heart.